Good morning, everybody, and welcome on today's webinar. We will explore how companies can accelerate climate impact with our initiative, the United Nations Global Compact. I'm Monica Pascual. I'm the Senior Participant Engagement Manager at the UN Global Compact Netherlands, and I'm delighted to be here with you all today. As you can see, we have a packed agenda, and I will guide you through the first part of it on how companies can accelerate impact with our initiative. And then my colleagues will zoom in a bit more on the climate opportunities, and we will hear from our climate expert alumni from Acmea, Tip Trailers, and Wolters Kluwer. So without further ado, let's welcome our speakers. I'm here with my colleague Firas Abdul Hussain, Senior Program Manager Climate, and also my colleague Jivun Spikers. So they will dive in more a bit on the climate urgency and how you can engage on the topic of climate. But I think let's start from the beginning and what is the UN Global Compact and how we were born as an initiative. So we celebrate actually this year our 25-year anniversary. So we were celebrating 25 years since we were launched. We were launched by the former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan, who brought together 40 CEOs at the World Economic Forum in Davos to initiate a global compact of shared values and principles that will give a human face to the global market. At that time, these 40 CEOs signed up and laid the foundation for what has grown into a global movement for responsible business. But that didn't stop there. And once Kofi Annan was back in New York, more CEOs wanted to join our initiative, and the initiative kept growing. And now we are the biggest sustainable initiative in the world. And actually, those 10 principles that were signed back in the time are still the core of our initiative and are timeless. These principles define how an organization works and interacts with the society, with value chains and the environment. And the SDGs are a time-bound framework for what we seek to achieve the Agenda on 2030. Our ambition as an initiative is to accelerate and scale the global collective impact of businesses by upholding the 10 principles and delivering on the SDGs through accountable companies and ecosystems that enables change. However, as you know, we are not on track on the SDGs. In fact, only 17% of the Sustainable Development Goals are on track for 2030. So for this reason, we launched 2 years ago our Forward Faster campaign, which is a global platform for credible, ambitious corporate action that really aims on guiding companies on where they can make the biggest and fastest impact for 2030. So instead of explaining it, I think it's better to see it. Thank you. Oh, can you hear it?
I think there is a world market for maybe 5 computers.
Women cannot do men's work.
Sustainability is important, but we have more urgent issues.
History has taught us that the leaders who succeed are the ones who meet the needs of the future by moving forward.
To achieve the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030, we need forward thinkers. Those who see the SDGs as a driver of growth, not reputation. Who are busy making progress, not just pledges. Who know sustainability is the future, not a trend.
Because right now, only 15% of the SDGs are on track for 2030. Some are even moving backwards. And the majority of businesses aren't setting bold enough targets.
Forward Faster is here to guide companies on the areas where they can make the biggest, fastest impact for 2030.
Because sustainable companies give us the best chance of achieving the SDGs. But we need you to take more ambitious action.
The people and planet of tomorrow are relying on the forward thinkers and doers of today. Don't fall behind the times. Move forward faster.
You think they're gonna do it?
You always get the goosebumps when I see this video. But this indeed when we want to take more action because we are really backwards. So we really hope that being in the business together, we can move forward faster. Well, since those times, we are now more than 25,000 organizations that have joined our initiative. We have in the Netherlands more than 400 participants, and we cater both to small companies. We are around 56% participants, and also big companies. And we are present in more than 70 countries. So that also makes that we're capable of a scale. Yeah, there's a bit of a briefing of the participants here in the Netherlands that you can see, and how you can take action, and how we, as a Young Global Compact, can support you. Well, we helps you cut through the complexity by enabling your company to achieve the sustainability objectives. We can help you drive impact on specific goals, guiding you through a trusted reporting framework, but also giving you access to our trainings, our tools, and support, along with our global reach and also our multi-stakeholder connections, because we are also having NGOs and also the government to conversations, for example. How you can make this actually happen in the reality. So we have our pillars, which are connect, lead, learn, and communicate. So the connect part is a lot with our networking opportunities, which are our events, but actually also through our accelerators program and our peer learning groups. The learning part, our big pillar, is our academy, which my colleague Jerome will dive in a bit more on the offering that we have specifically on climate. And also you can learn a bit more on the deep dives on our accelerators programs and peer learning groups that we will also dive in a bit more. And also we're really important on the communications. All our participants have to communicate every year on the progress, and also that's a part of that makes our initiative, that not only people are signing up to be listed, but actually they are showcasing their impact and work. And I would like to maybe, because my colleagues will dive in a bit more on the climate, but I would like to point out our accelerators programs that we have registration opens at the moment. We have our business and human rights, which is really focused on human rights and due diligence processes. It's open right now. We'll start in February. It's free for our participants, so I will encourage you to participate. And we also have our SDG Innovation Accelerator, which is our unique accelerator for young professionals. We actually are hosting an info session next week on the 20th of November. So I will encourage you to participate. My colleague Firas is leading that project. It's really think of bringing together and engage different departments within the organization, encourage young talent, and give them the tools to how to be strategic and visual thinking on how they can make projects inside the company, but actually how they can develop themselves and also network with other peers. So it's a really exciting program. I would not tell more, so I would really encourage you to participate. And then I would really want to give the floor to my colleague Firas, who's gonna talk us a bit more on why climate is relevant for companies and how you can start your climate journey with us.
Thank you, Monica, and welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Let's deep dive a little bit into what we offer in climate and how we can guide you in your climate journey. I hope we're all on the same page that we have a challenge ahead of us all to limit global warming to the 1.5 degrees Celsius that we agreed in the Paris Agreement, and that we all have a role, especially as companies, to limit that global warming by taking active action on climate, as most of the emissions are from companies. So we have a responsibility there to take action on climate and reduce emissions. And we are here as UN Global Compact to help you. To address this state of emergency this week, special week, I almost want to say climate week, with COP30 in Belém, Brazil, taking place with a lot of heads of state as well as business leaders coming together. And the 1.5 degrees is top of mind with practical projects and initiatives kickstarted, announced, but also continued. So the continuation of commitment. However, we are here to guide you to take this action because it takes more than one person. It takes a village to address this, and we do it step by step. Why is it important for your company? You can cut away a lot of inefficiencies and improve your business operations by implementing especially environmental sustainability practices. Reducing emissions sometimes go hand in hand with improved use of materials, which are also becoming scarcer and scarcer. It strengthens your reputation with customers as you're doing good and doing more good by your company and the things you're offering to customers, but also the way you're procuring the things you need to provide the products and services to your customers. Of course, there's a bigger policy framework, especially in Europe. We have rules and regulations in place that are also guiding, but we have an opportunity here to be ahead of the curve, and that's why we're here today, and that's what we're going to focus on. We work very closely with the Science Based Targets Initiative, SBTI, which is a massive collective, and we are one of the co-founders 10 years ago to kickstart this science-based way of addressing climate action. And we encourage you to join to learn more, and that's something that we will talk about as well today. There's a long list of challenges that we hear about every single day from companies that are part of our network. So they all wish that there's a one-stop shop to address this, and that's what we're here for. So if you have any questions around how to start with climate, to learn more about why climate change matters, to address from a company perspective, how to start with science-based targets, we're here for you in a broad network collective to address that. Now, to make it very practical, we have a three-step approach. Your journey can start with us in any moment in time based on your organization's maturity in climate and climate action. We offer everything across the board from the fundamentals, whether it's online or in person. Once you have the basics across your organization or the people that need to take action on the climate plans, we also offer peer learning. Jeroen will talk more about the specifics of these programs, but then you can meet and greet peers to meet experts as well in a broader network that we offer under Chatham House rule. And then we also offer the opportunity to showcase your progress and achievements on the greater stage, whether that's in the Netherlands, in Europe, or on the global stage, whether that's COP or Climate Week or any United Nations events. We offer that opportunity as well. Now, to move on briefly over time, this is the opportunity to learn about what we do, and Jeroen will dive into all about what we offer. But it's a perfect time to get started and motivated to join our Climate Ambition Accelerator early next year. And then we also offer a peer learning group, climate, and many events. So if you're interested in learning more about these, please stay in touch, become part of our network, and we'll get to that. And that's a very nice bridge to a few publications that if you're interested in learning more of what we have done so far, we'll share these links with you to everything we have done so far on at least the climate transition plans and the European regulations. And that's a nice bridge to the actual content that we're going to offer next year. Jeroen, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Firas, for giving me the floor. So yeah, I'm going to delve a bit deeper into the 2026 offerings, specifically tailored on climate. But before, I would like to kick off with an inspiring quote from Jane Goodall. Unfortunately, she passed away recently. So we are going through very dark times, politically, socially, and of course, environmentally. And we are at the mouth of a very, very long and dark tunnel. And right at the end, there's this little star shining, and that's hope. But it's no good sitting at the mouth of that tunnel with our arms folded, hoping for that star to come close. So we've got to roll up our sleeves, climb over, crawl under, work around, and all the obstacles that lie between us and the star. I thought that was an inspiring quote to include in this session. So first of all, I would like to kick off with our online academy, where we offer 20 plus courses specifically tailored to climate, nature, and water. And if you decide to join UN Global Compact, your company has unlimited access to all these academy platforms and training sessions. And also interestingly, you can integrate up to 3 sessions into your company's own intranet. And once you complete a program, you receive a certificate, which you could then share on your LinkedIn or on your website. Also, we collaborate closely with Spark, which specifically tailors to small, medium enterprises and suppliers in their climate journey. And also exciting news, the new SBTI courses, so the Science-Based Target Initiatives, will launch new courses, which will also soon be available on our academy. If you would like to take more climate action, we'd like to emphasize or highlight our course Climate Ambition Accelerator. This is a truly integrative program where you learn a lot about greenhouse gas protocol, the greenhouse gas emissions, and also about the Science-Based Target Initiative, as Viras mentioned previously. Just a quick highlight. So 84% of participants agreed that the accelerator helped them better understand greenhouse gas emissions, and also 78% helps them to better understand science-based targets as a whole. So to give you a little bit more detail of last year, we had some great team of companies all working together and all joining together in this course. In total, there were 69 companies in the Netherlands, and worldwide, we also run this program, and there were 1,100 companies involved in this Climate Ambition Accelerator program. So the program starts in May until September 2026. And we also offer online sessions as in-person peer learning sessions, but also Q&As with consultants and with the Science-Based Target Initiative as well. And good to know is that this program will be offered for free if you decide to join your UN Global Compact. So it's a great start to start your climate journey. This is also an interesting point. This is the program, the content. So we first start with the kickoff, where you introduce yourself to your peers. Then we go to the greenhouse gas inventory, where you learn about the greenhouse gas emissions, inventory practices, and emissions accounting methodologies and strategies. Then once you've understood that, we move to setting a science-based targets with 3 on-demand sessions. This gives you a clear understanding of the science-based target approach and methodologies, and also gives you some practical exercises, which is a nice bridge to the emissions management with 4 on-demand sessions. And this includes 1 peer learning session and 1 facilitated session. Here you truly learn how to manage greenhouse gas emissions and implement different emissions reduction strategies to meet ambitious targets. And then lastly, there's a wrap-up where you pitch your climate plans or your climate ambition to your peers in the program. We have also included some quick screenshots. So for example, about the scopes. So the scope 1, 2, and 3. So the scope 1 is truly your own emissions in your own facilities. The scope 2 is the new purchased emissions, for example, to heat your facilities or offices. And scope 3 is the emissions in your supply chain. And we also included a quote from Stark Group, who highly encourages companies to join this program. If your company is a bit further advanced in the climate journey, we offer specific programs such as peer learning groups. And in 2026, we are very excited to announce a new peer learning group, which is called Nature. And we offer 4 in-person sessions, which is covering a time period of half a year, so from March till June and from September till December. And we offer 4, in total, we offer 4 peer learning sessions. So first, in March, we have the climate peer learning group and also the diversity, equity, and inclusion. And in September till December, we have the nature and human rights peer learning group. All these sessions, as Viras already mentioned, is under Chatham House rules. So you can exchange your ideas that you have learned from these sessions, but you're not allowed to share the names of companies or persons. And these peer learning groups are, if you're a bit further in the climate journey, you have already set your science-based target initiative, for example, you could join this peer learning group. Also, good to know is that there is a cost involved to cover the costs. So there's a 599 euro fee if you are 250 plus employees in your company, and 299 if you're below 250 employees. If you'd like to decide more on the content of these peer learning sessions, we invite you to sign up as a co-lead, and there's no costs involved. And here's also a QR link if you'd like to join the peer learning session. Also, we offer some tools and guidance on climate. So we have the Greenhouse Gas Protocol tools and guidance, but also the Science-Based Targets tools and guidance, all in accordance with the 1.5 degrees warming, as Vilas mentioned before. So, with not further ado, I would like to introduce our fantastic participants. These were alumni from our Climate Ambition Accelerator program and also from the peer learning group Climate. So I would like to start off first with Pim, Ryan, and Vani, who are alumni from the Climate Ambition Accelerator, to share their ideas. And then we move to Kaya and Marta, who share some ideas or insights from their experience from the peer learning session on climate. So first of all, I would like to kick off with Pim. The floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Jeroen. And as well, I think that it's a great mentality of thinking forward, as Monica said, and that's kind of as well why we, as Achmea, but I joined this program. So I personally recently started within the sustainability team of Achmea, and I personally have an academic background in circular economics. And while I was familiar with all these frameworks as CSRD, the GHG protocol, and SBTI, I realized that it was not on level enough to make the next steps and to help and understand the organization going forward. As I didn't fully understand the details, requirements, and even the practical applications of of these frameworks, especially the GHG protocol and the SBTI. So joining this program was for me personally an opportunity to deepen my understanding and as well actively practice with others. And my goal was to explore how this framework could support Achmea potentially in the next step towards aligning with the Science-Based Target Initiative, for example. But in short, I just wanted to know more the theoretical knowledge and insights that could help me shape our sustainability strategy, let's say. And what the objectives initially supported my learning was that the program was, what I learned from the program was that it was extremely valuable for both my personal development and for our team objectives. It provided a kind of platform to share experience with organizations, as said, but more importantly, it allowed us to learn from others as well. And kind of this cross-sector exchange was eye-opening, understanding what approaches and tools exist beyond our own industry gave us fresh perspectives, let's say. So for example, we discovered that there are different systems and companies use to calculate their emissions automatically, and methods for collecting data, for example, and how and where to set data points in order to set targets, because you need to have the data before you could set targets. And these insights were quite crucial as well in exploring what SBTI could mean for Achmea and how we can implement the best practices in that sense. And on a personal level, the program reinforced my motivation to continue, move future forward, let's say, in learning and engaging in similar initiatives. So I'm already looking forward to what accelerator could I join next. Really looking forward to that. And if you would ask me what is kind of my main takeaway is that, and what would I advise to others, is the fact that if you want to gain, let's say, comprehensive understanding of the GHG protocol, as well as the SBTI methodology and moving forward, for basic to practical applications, let's say, while learning from other organizations or of different sizes and sectors at various stages in our sustainability journey is something which I really think it's valuable and which this program offers. So I would really recommend it. Thank you for joining this program.
Thank you so much, Pim. Just like to mention, if there's any questions, you can ask them in the chat. We could answer them for you. So
Yeah, and if anyone has further questions, please contact me. I can always tell a little bit more about the program, my personal development. So that's open.
thank you so much, Pim.
Thank you.
Now, let's move on with Avani and Ryan from Tip Group. If you could quickly introduce yourself and give your insights of the Climate Ambition Accelerator program.
Yes, thank you very much, Jeroen. Hi, everybody. I'm Ryan Carney. I'm the Sustainability Program Manager at Tip Group. And I started here back in April to manage all of our sustainability programs, which include setting science-based targets and then, of course, reaching these ambitious goals in our Scope 1 and 2 and Scope 3 targets. So I have a long background from California in renewable energy, waste diversion, and communication programs. So I was really excited to join this group, and actually Avni was the one that introduced me to this program. Soon after I joined, I think it was just a few weeks in, and she said, "Hey, listen, I'm working with you in Global Compact. We've joined, and there's this great accelerator program, and it's exactly the programs and projects that we're digging into. So it's a no-brainer. It's free, so it was very easy to get approval from our manager. And yeah, I'm really happy that we were able to join. I'll give a little bit of background of our kind of objectives in starting this program, and then I'll hand it over to Avni. So like I mentioned, we were in the beginning process of setting science-based targets. Avni and my predecessor had already done a bit of work to do carbon accounting. So we had a baseline there, but still very fresh and raw with the information and trying to learn more of how we can improve things. So yeah, that was really the main focus for me was, okay, how can I best inform our setting of science-based targets and really understand the process as we're starting to engage in this. And for me, it was also, as Pim mentioned, a really great opportunity for peer interaction. So I get to engage with a lot of other companies that are on the similar path as us before and in front of us in terms of their progress. So yeah, that was kind of our main ambition going into this, and I'll hand it over to Avni to talk about what happened.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. And as you mentioned, yeah, we have been, as TIP Group, we've been participants of the UN Global Compact since 2016, I believe. But yeah, at TIP, we started our carbon emissions like inventory and accounting when we started our sustainability journey, which was back in 2021. And since then, we've kind of matured our GHG emissions inventory to include until Scope 3. But now I joined TIP Group last year. I started working in sustainability last year, and I was kind of thrown in the midst of yeah, GHG emissions accounting, which was extremely new for me. So last year, I had some of my own experience based on my previous colleague who had shown me the ropes of how to actually do this emissions accounting. But now I wanted to have this type of theoretical knowledge, especially from the GHG protocol, which could help me like set up this theoretical knowledge basically of how to do this accounting. And also because it was more and more relevant for TIP, as Ryan mentioned, that we have started our SBTI journey this year. So we've committed to the SBTI, and now we want to validate our SBTIs. And yeah, so I think what I found helpful was that it's like the course itself is broken down into like 4 modules, and each module will give you a very nice comprehensive overview of what it is. It's like what is the GHG protocol? How do you actually define your own scope of your company? So I saw a comment here which said it's a bit difficult to understand and translate the GHG protocol into your own company, which I totally understand. And it was also something that we discussed in one of these peer learning sessions that we had as part of this accelerator, actually. And I think it was with Pim that we had this discussion. So yeah, it's really helpful in terms of like also understanding what other companies are doing and to learn from other companies, and especially the peer learning session, you can really sit down and have a discussion about a question that you are having, or for example, any doubts that you are having, you're not able to understand your own inventory or your own boundaries related to your emissions accounting, you can clear that up. And also, funnily, coincidentally, one of our main customers in the Netherlands, which is Albert Heijn, one of their sustainability team members was also present in that in-person session. So it's also a nice, like a really nice platform to connect with your own customers. Maybe they are also a part of this accelerator. So yeah, in that way it's also really helpful. So yeah, theoretical knowledge, making connections, learning from each other, but also the whole module itself. The 4 modules are really a good basis for you to have that theoretical knowledge. And yeah, that's really has been helpful for us, for our team. And yeah, thank you so much for organizing this.
Yeah, thanks. And I just want to add one last thing, that of all the learning that we gained from this program was really helpful. But we're also seeing this accelerated program as a resource, because as one of our targets is the Scope 3 engagement goal for science-based targets, which if you don't know about, you'll learn about in the course. So we need to reach out to our value chain, and we're seeing this course as a really valuable resource that we can share with our customers and with our suppliers so that they can jump into the program and also catch up. So looking forward to sharing that with our value chain as well.
Thank you so much, Brian and Avani. That was really insightful. If there are any remaining questions about the Climate Ambition Accelerator, please ask them in the chat so we could answer them for you. My colleagues are on it. At the AC floor, Firas is already answering some questions, so don't be shy. Just ask your questions. We are here to help. So now I would like to introduce Wolters Kluwer. They are alumni of the Climate Peer Learning Group. So if you could please share your insights from the sessions and of what you've gained from the peer learning on climate. Marta and Kaya, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. So yeah, Marta and I work for the Corporate Sustainability Department at Wolters Kluwer, and Wolters Kluwer has been a signatory of the UN Global Compact since 2009. And over the last few years, we've participated in various programs from the UNGC, in addition to this climate peer learning group. Both Marta and I participated in the Business and Human Rights Accelerator program. So we've really leveraged our participation in this network. So thanks. Maybe we can move on to the next slide. We just wanted to share our main experiences from the Climate Peer Learning Group that just concluded this week. Essentially, we had 2 main learning objectives coming into this. The first one was understanding best practices for value chain engagement on decarbonization. Maybe some of you know that emissions related to the supply chain often represent the highest percentage of our overall greenhouse gas emissions. So this is something that we and our peers as well struggle with. So we wanted to really kind of see what our peers and companies across industries were doing on this topic. And through the peer learning group, we were able to gather some expert insights, for example, from Heineken, we had various speakers come in also through these sessions to kind of highlight their own best practices and then allow us to, engage in discussions. And there were some really great insights from Heineken, and also from the companies in our own peer learning group on engaging with suppliers and providing some practical examples on how to standardize requests to suppliers and work with industry peers to scale impact. So there were definitely some interesting findings there that we'll take on ourselves.
Thank you, Kaya. Hi, everyone. So indeed, the first point why we thought it would be beneficial for us to join that group was the decarbonization of our supply chain. But then we also wanted to benchmark ourselves against the companies who were going to participate in the program. Personally speaking, I think we joined the group having very high expectations that there would be at least one company having solved all the issues and knowing exactly what the next steps would be. Spoiler, this is not going to happen. I don't think there is one company out there that they know exactly how to reach their net zero targets and their SBTI targets. But what I really enjoyed participating in that group was one that, as Kaya mentioned, there are a part of the participants who are also very interesting people to align with and share challenges and learnings. There are also these subject matter experts who are sharing very insightful information for us. So personally speaking, I learned how to work towards a concrete climate transition plan. We also had Heineken, indeed. We had SPTI there as a guest speaker. So we actually learned a lot of how SPTI future will look like, how the current policies in the US affect or not the commitments of US-based companies. I also want to say that it is a very safe place for people to share opinions and learnings and challenges because the sessions are not being recorded. So personally speaking, I felt very safe to really discuss with open mind and really get the learnings and insights from other people. So even if you are shy, I think this is a pretty good place for you to feel yourselves and confident to really get the learnings. Last but not least, the group was super nice. So we were both very happy being there because we're all busy with other priorities. And there are, if I'm not mistaken, 6 sessions. So you get to build very good relationships with the other participants. So over time, the discussions and the vibes are very positive. So I would really recommend for you to join the group if you're thinking of getting on this journey to decarbonization. And if I was to summarize in one sentence, my key learnings from that group is that whatever your status might be right now regarding your journey to decarbonization, just start, because you might think that you haven't done anything, but by taking the first step, you're already closer to your destination. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Marta and Kaya. And we hope to see you again next year, of course, in our peer learning groups. I think you were really amazing participants. So are there any questions to one of our speakers today? We can open up the floor or the webinar chat. Please ask your questions. We could help you with improving your understanding of these programs and what we offer for you as well. So once again, thank you all for your speech. I would like to give the floor to Monica for the frequently asked questions and then move on to the last part of the webinar.
Yeah. So you can wonder, like, okay, this sounds great, but what are the costs to join the UN Global Compact, and how do I apply? So we ask annual contribution that is based on your gross revenue. I will show a bit later what are the exact costs of this. And how you apply is quite straightforward. So you have to prepare a couple of documents. So the letter of commitment is now digitalized, and you can sign digitalized by the CEO or a representative. You have to look for the company registration, so we can verify that the company is legally registered. And then you just submit online. We run a due diligence process that takes around 2 to 3 weeks. We have some exclusion criteria, so we don't accept companies that are involved in tobacco industry or weapons. And then the last part, what we ask in back from it is the reporting and contribute. So I mentioned before, you have to pay contribution fee annually, and then the annual reporting. In terms of the fee, We have a growth model, so the smaller companies pay less and the bigger companies are contributing a bit more. Also, because of the size of the employees, will enjoy all the benefits that my colleagues have mentioned to you a bit more. So the column of the left is the participants that have the headquarters in the Netherlands, and there will be the fee depending on the annual gross sales revenue. And the column in the right, if you are a subsidiary, but your headquarters is not in the Netherlands, then we ask for a local fee depending on the income as well. And yeah, I mentioned also about the communication and progress. We want companies to be active, not just to be listed in our website. And you see already like so many ways on how you can engage with our organization on climate. But we also ask for you to report on your sustainability progress. We have a reporting period that goes between 1st of April until 31st of July. If you join now, you will have to report in 2026 during that period, and you can decide to do that in private mode. And in 2027, you will just submit your questionnaire freely. For next year, you still can submit either our questionnaire, which we strongly recommend, because really helps you guide you on the questions that usually typically on sustainability that they will ask you also in the CSRD or other requirements. But you are also able to submit just your sustainability report, or you can actually do both. For subsidiaries, this step is voluntary, so you can do it if you want, but as the parent account will cover the whole group, it's not mandatory for you. Yeah, so if you have any questions, you can write in the chat, or you can also send an email personally to me or schedule a call with me where we can go more in depth on your special case and how you want to join. And yeah, I think with that, we can wrap it up for today. Yes, on time, I will say. Thank you, everybody, for participating today. And thank you for our alumni to share their experiences. It was very inspiring, and we're really happy to hear that you really made the most of our programming.